Well, Mother Nature is helping out in another way. She is motivating Congress to get busy as the massive winter storm barrels towards the nation's capital. Lawmakers arguing over the nation's debt limit drop some demands and decide to finally get down to business and then get out of town. Eber's Craig Boswell continues our live team coverage now. He is in Washington, D.C. with more. Good evening, Craig.
Logan, good evening to you. When it rains, it pours, right? Today, the Senate Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee takes a closer look at some of these extreme weather events and the cost of these weather events. Also today, the House and Senate agreed to set aside long-standing disagreements on raising the nation's debt limit. The federal borrowing authority. President Obama signs another executive order today. All of this happening as lawmakers are trying to get out of town ahead of this snowstorm that's headed our way. As winter weather hits again, and just 2 weeks after snow and ice paralyzed Atlanta, a Senate panel today hears testimony that extreme weather events have resulted in $1.1 trillion in economic losses. The staggering total includes costs from Superstorm Sandy, droughts, and wildfires dating back to 1980. And officials warn more than a dozen states still do not have infrastructure protection plans. In other words, they're unprepared.
Things are changing quickly. This is going to be a very treacherous system coming through.
And lawmakers in D.C. are getting out of the way.
On this vote, the yeas are 221, the nays are 201. The bill is passed without objection.
On Tuesday, the House quickly approved a one-year extension of the federal borrowing authority after House Speaker John Boehner dropped demands for conditions or attachments, a surprise move. Furthermore, it was approved with mostly Democratic votes.
And I think both parties are doing their utmost right now to not look dysfunctional in the eyes of the American people.
Dysfunction nearly derailed the legislation in the Senate today, but after an hour of high drama, the debt ceiling increase was approved. The idea, says Dr. Laura Brown at George Washington University, get the debt ceiling battle out of the way heading into the November election.
What you end up seeing is that the Republicans can say, look, we don't support sort of raising the debt ceiling, expanding our debt anymore. Democrats are able to, on their side of the aisle, use it to say, look, the Republicans are irresponsible.
And that bill now goes to President Obama for his signature. And Logan, also today, President Obama signed an executive order raising the minimum wage for federal contract workers to $10.10 an hour. Back to you.
All right, Craig, work is finally getting done. Let me ask you a little bit about the Washington area itself. We all know that when a little snow is in the air, or even the threat of snow, that the nation's capital turns into a small southern city where they roll up the sidewalks. What are things like there right now? Is there fear in anticipation of the storm?
Yeah. I can tell you people were walking out of our building well before 5 o'clock talking about taking the day off tomorrow. And the fact that they do roll up the sidewalks made me feel very comfortable moving here several years ago. I moved up from the south, so I'm actually quite used to that. But they're actually doing a lot of technology upgrades here in the D.C., Maryland, Virginia area. A lot of times, a lot of these snow plows, you can actually pinpoint where they are now online. So they are ready, but yet when you're talking about 8, 10, 12 inches of snow, it's a for sure thing that a lot will be closed tomorrow.
All right, Craig Boswell reporting live tonight from the nation's capital. Thanks so much for that report.